royalty-free classic rock. Yeah. Because we haven't yet finished our...
We haven't licensed things.
Yep, we haven't licensed our stuff.
All right.
So I've got some opening music here for our folks that we're going to play right off my laptop speakers. Yeah, Nick.
We're going in?
Start it, buddy.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Sound Guys, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. We are here. The Sound Guys have returned. My name is the Neighborhood Nick, the one and only, and joining me today is...
They call me Bud Fizzle. Bud
Fizzle?
Bud Fizzle.
Bud Fizzle. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have the Neighborhood Nick and the one, the only, the incredible laptop holder, Bud Fizzle.
It's wild. I actually had a chance to smell myself when I had that laptop up against my my ear like this, and like, dude.
You haven't put any deodorant on it, have you?
97 days of quarantine. Here we are.
And bathing's optional during quarantine. Bathing is for a lot of people. Please remember to
And so is
shower.
using royalty-free music, by the way. Big shout out to Midnight Blue Music. Apparently, we're going to use that today. This was published March 17th, 2017, under classic rock royalty-free background music instrumental. So guess what? It is royalty-free, and we just used it. Midnight Blue Music, folks. Hi.
Midnight Blue. Thank you for helping us help you. All right,
Until we
guys.
get a licensed song, you know what I'm saying? Because we have to license one of these days.
We're working on it. We're getting there. We'll get there. Don't worry. We'll get there. Awesome. All right. So, we're going again. Here we go.
Isn't this high tech? For the viewers that can't see, I'm literally taking the laptop and just, playing like the old 1980s boombox, man, right up on my shoulder. Yeah. This song slaps. No, for real.
What is that? What's that movie? The one that had the boombox?
Huh?
What was that movie that had the boombox with the guy holding it over his head? I can't remember. It was before my time. I will say. This is your time.
No, it's not. Movie with boombox, right? Held overhead. Yeah. I just Googled that. It is, John Cusack was in that?
I think so.
Say Anything? What? Was that a movie? I don't even know what that movie is. Say Anything, boomboxing. Wow, yep, it's there, all right.
Okay. Say Anything.
Yep, it's Say Anything with John Cusack. 1989. I wasn't watching movies then.
I wasn't there yet.
Born yet.
I wasn't physically in this world.
It's really nicely lit, unlike our video, but it's also shot on film. Looking at the clip right now. Sorry, Nick. Where were we? What's on point topic today, man? What's going on here?
It's great that we actually started everything off talking about movies because I think that we need to talk about...
What is he driving in that clip? That looks like a bad-looking car, man. Sorry. What was it? Hang on. What car was John...
We have some ADD. Maybe we should let the viewers answer that question.
Zach. Yeah, like, comment, subs, dubs.
That's later. We do that later.
No, we don't. We don't have a sponsor today, right? We have a sponsor. Yeah, we have a sponsor today. So we get to that on the bottom of the hour, the quarter of the hour, top of the hour,
the half of the hour,
the half of the quarter, whatever. It's coming up.
One of those time frames.
But like, subscribe, sub, dubs. You do, because we're gonna take America by storm, and then we're gonna take Europe, and then we're gonna take China, and then we're gonna take Antarctica, and then
those penguins,
Australia, the world. Back to you, Nick.
And then the moon. But no, it's appropriate that we are opening things off with trying to figure out movies. Because I think one thing that people really don't pay a lot of attention to, especially because we have all of this natural entertainment, and it's perfect because, unfortunately, everyone's in lockdown. Movies. Movies in general, but not just movies. Piracy. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Dun, 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 dun.
I was hoping you would do the Pirates. Anyway, never mind.
Oh, pirates mean like, shiver me timber. Right? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. You know what a pirate's favorite letter is?
Dude, I can't believe that is actually the cover of their stupid video. Like, the Say Anything, like, graphic jacket is John Cusack going, you know what I'm saying? Like that was the scene. Like, apparently that's what made the movie. Apparently, yeah, we're talking about it, obviously, so why not throw that on the jacket?
Because that's the only scene anyone can actually
go
remember
to
from that
Wikipedia,
movie.
Google Say Anything. You'll be like, oh yeah, seriously, obviously. Who's even the other girl that was with him? She's kind of cute. Average, wait, what is this about? It is about a American teen romantic comedy drama film written by director Cameron Crowe and his directional debut. Lloyd, this is coming off Wiki. It's an average student and Diane Court. I don't even know who that is. Ione Skye? Huh, let me Google her. She didn't get a lot of work. The class of valedictorian immediately after their graduation from high school. And then they're still talking about it. So that's all it was. It's a chick flick. It's just a fun kind of, you know what I'm saying?
I think it was a rom-com from the 80s. But the boombox is really what made that entire movie. That's the only thing people actually can truly remember
and it
from
has
that movie.
real American staples of our life today. It has a single mother. It has a divorced father. So you have that little, same kind of interest. You got, I'm single, but I have a kid, who's apparently, looks young. But hey, fun fact, the boombox that was used is a Toshiba RT-SX1. So those are going like hotcakes on eBay. Not bad. $69.99, $70. I can buy myself a Toshiba RT-SX1.
You know what's cool about the latest boomboxes and everything?
They're in your ears. Oof, I'm sorry. Ione Skye, that headshot is not the best. Oh my. Goodness gracious.
Did you intend for all of that to rhyme?
Yeah, I did, but man, dude, she's like looking up like screen right, and she's like, again, this is more of an audio component, so I don't need to show you what I'm looking at, folks. If you're driving right now, pull over to the shoulder, look up Ione Skye.
But please do it safely.
Or not. I mean, Darwin works.
Why are you even out? You're supposed to be in quarantine right now.
She's 40. Well, they got essential work, man. You gotta go stock shelves somewhere.
So be it.
I agree, but I think you could call it something else. Maybe it's partners. Why don't you call it a spouse? Like she was born, nationality. Wiki has all these things, but it says, oh, your partners, and they have the little apostrophe to make it S, blah, blah. Like, I mean, couldn't we say spouse? I mean, so if you say spouse, that indicates that she's married. But if you say partner, that just means that she's connected with a person. Like, you know what I'm saying? She was with David Netto from 1999 to 2003, so it was a really long relationship, apparently. Well done.
Especially for celebrity standards.
For sure. I would put her on the C list. I'm sorry. It just didn't take off. Looking at this career thing, it's not working. I'm sorry. Well, the thing is, though, honestly, if she's getting the royalties, and this is a good, I know you've been trying to get on today's topic. You're just chomping at the bits to get on today's topic. But see, this is why I make the big bucks. We're going to actually get back on topic in just a second. If the movie was done right and the royalties are being paid, Ione Skye is still making money, because if that movie is being played and, we're using those scenes and we're looking at those things and no one is stealing the movie, it's actually being watched lawfully, she could possibly be making some decent stuff. But she was in Wayne's World, and that's cool. So she's got Wayne's World, One Night Stand. But sorry, not a lot. She was cute in the movie, but she's 50, and that headshot just is not doing her justice.
But yeah, so let's get back to our topic at hand. And that is piracy of movies. As you said, the royalties, that...
Oh, she was in Arrested Development.
Role.
That was funny. Arrested Development had some good... Sorry. I'll get off this in a sec. I promise.
I think I just hear a voice inside my own head. I think we're talking about something. You're still on this, aren't you?
Well, I just want to
let go.
I just want to make sure she didn't do anything like,
Illegal?
Well, yeah, I mean that or like, more salacious. I just make sure she's not, we're not talking about someone who's like gone to the dark side of entertainment. It is the internet, so anybody can, whatever. Okay, I'm sufficiently satisfied with that rabbit trail.
Are you not entertained?
Right, but I still have not figured out what type of car he was driving.
I thought we were leaving that for the viewers and the listeners to tell you.
If you want, but I'll probably Google it because, neighborhood Nick over there is going to say something while I'm just like tuning out, zoning in on. Fine. Sorry, Nick. Right. Pirated movies. That's the topic today.
Yes. Well, but, coming from pirating movies, in particular.
Pirating?
Pirating. Pirating?
Is pirating. No, I like pirating better. Pirating is probably the word you're looking for, but pirating would most likely be a dish to put maybe a haughty cuisine in, or something that you would offer at a pot.
Maybe filled with like apple
at a potluck.
Fairies.
A potluck. You'd take your pirating to your potluck and be like, I've made a quiche. I've made a casserole.
What is a quiche?
It's a bunch of ingredients that don't make sense all into a thing and served up as a pie, and they had it for breakfast. That's my answer.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, anyway.
Allison Hannigan, though. I'm not gonna lie. Those eyes just, oh man, she was cute. Sorry, I am married, but no, everyone can say it. There are attractive people, and you can say they are attractive. My wife's attractive. I'm just saying, she is. So get off it. But Allison Hannigan was a pop up. So, anyways, so yeah, I would. How many minutes are we even into this, and we haven't even gotten on our core topic?
We didn't set our timer, but it's been about 10, I think. 10
Good.
minutes.
Thank goodness. Then let's start delivering the goods, baby.
So, I'm going to have a little coffee real quick.
Say anything car that John Cusack drove.
But I want you to know.
By the way, this isn't an ASMR podcast, so next time, try not to spick your, mouth or ugh. It was just, I hear it in these monitors. It's just, that's disgusting. For our viewers at home, they don't need that.
Anyway.
I don't mean to scold you publicly, but
It's okay. It's okay.
We're all friends.
Anyway. Now, let's talk about pirating films. All right, let's talk about that. Because before the invention, and I think you know where I'm going with this, before the invention of Netflix, that wonderful streaming service, pirating movies was very popular, as was music. Did you know that?
I just found out John Mahoney was also in Say Anything. I like John Mahoney.
Yes, John Mahoney's something. These are before my time. Anyway.
Frasier, anyone? Come on.
Anyway.
Cheers. Sorry.
We could sing. I do.
Yeah, you're talking about Napster and Netflix and the correlation between downloaded music and pirated music, and then how that changed the industry. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I'm right there with you, buddy.
So when those were happening, all right.
Oh my goodness, guess what I found out? You can use your arrow keys in YouTube to turn up and down the volume of the video. Check that out. Because I was trying to scroll down with my arrow keys. Everyone does that. Or you just flick. But the point is, dude, I am literally changing the volume on my YouTube screen with my arrow keys. This is fabulous,
Did
folks.
You really not know that you could
Pro
do
tip,
that?
Shut up. Pro tip, arrow keys, volume up and down, laptop users, take that to the bank. Back to you.
We are the sound guys.
Is that what we are?
We'll give sound advice every now and then. Now, however, so back to my thing. Pirating movies was really high. You even had those fun little commercials before movies if you bought it on like a DVD or on VHS that said pirating was not just a one-person crime, but it actually interfered with other people's livelihoods, all that fun stuff. Well, when Netflix came out, pirating movies actually went really far down. It was almost non-existent for a while. And then this was interesting. Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, Hulu, the list goes on. There's a lot of streaming services. And would you believe it? I forgot what your name is.
I forgot to. I'll come up with something.
Okay, Bob. Bob Fizzle.
Bud. I'm Bud.
Fizzle.
I'm Bud. I was gonna say Bub. I like Bub though. Bub is good too.
Hey,
Bub. No, Bob. No, doggone you. I am Bud Fizzle today. Jiminy Christmas.
Anyway, so did you know that pirating movies, TV shows, series, all that fun stuff is actually almost higher than before Netflix? Did you know that?
Based on what study?
This is actually just something I read on BBC and
Okay,
was
so
verified by NPR.
so someone can like look at NPR and
I believe so.
So did you know that Netflix actually launched in 1998? And
Really?
It was launched in 1998, and it was in 2007 that Netflix changed the way of delivering content via the DVD as it was originally into doing streaming. So streaming really was Netflix's idea right around 2006. But obviously bandwidth wasn't available then to fully go to town, so we didn't,
Wait, so did Netflix actually invent streaming movies? Is that what you're saying?
No, but they were the first ones to really have the funding to go with it.
Oh, okay. So with all that in mind, all right, before that it was always just the mailing DVDs and VHS. Did they mail VHS?
I doubt that. They couldn't stand the heat, man. Leave that in the back of a mail truck? Are you kidding me? Those things would melt to a puddle.
Yeah, but you said it started in, what, 97?
What?
You said it started, Netflix.
98. Yeah, 98. Netflix started in 98.
So what was their original sales?
DVDs.
Did we have DVDs that early?
Totally, buddy. Dude, we had... Okay, now this is something that doesn't date me. It's just that I'm a historian and I like to know quirky old things. But were you familiar with what a video disc was? Come on,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, laser discs?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, come on. I think I'm going to just do a quick little googly Google. Yeah, 1995 when the DVD was invented.
That's when it was invented, but when was it widely used? Because I remember growing up, even to the early 2000s, I only had a VHS player. I didn't get a DVD player until like 2004.
I would say 2000. Let me see. Because honestly, I remember a lot of things being like direct to DVD.
Because I remember going to the video store and
the
renting
data
a cassette
side,
tape.
yeah. So basically, DVD really became a thing in '99. So you could argue, just based on loose statistics, that Netflix started the DVD revolution. I mean, you could argue that.
Okay.
Because if the DVD was invented in '95, and I could tell you some other funny things about DVD and the authoring and the licensing of that, but that's another story. But if you say that the DVD was invented in '95, Netflix was started in '97, and then really sales started to tick up in '99, 2000, boom. I mean, you're kind of, and then .com was doing its thing, pet in a box. You could, petsovernight.com, all those things. So.
Okay.
Fun facts, guys. Not only are we educational, we're enlightening, and we're entertaining. Oh, and streaming was invented in the 1990s, essentially. Video on demand was made by Starlight Networks.
Does that have to do with like pay-per-view?
Yeah, that was the thing. So basically, and I know a little bit about this. So they were trying to find a way to transmit video. Satellite feeds and things like that. You got to get a big satellite truck in to do something, a remote from, say, Austin, Texas to Portland, Oregon, right?
Yeah.
So you need to find a faster way to do that. Well, major cities already had like hubs set up for data, so you could just go ahead and slap an encoder at the time and send your composite video over that encoder, and away you went. Starlight Networks apparently really made that happen. So then Cablecast, or set-top boxes that already had cable could move data extremely fast. So if you were a cable subscriber, you were in premium territory for having, you're a little, I know, I can be useful at the Google searches as well. So anyways, okay, so back to you. We were saying that there is we're looking now at statistics that are saying we're in a new revolution of piracy?
On the 7 seas.
Okay.
The World Wide Web. Yes. So piracy definitely is rising. But here's the question I'm kind of wondering is, we have so many streaming services now. Like, no joke. I mean, we have Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, YouTube TV, YouTube Red.
YouTube Red, yeah.
YouTube Red.
I haven't subscribed or purchased, but just saying.
I personally don't know anyone that has either.
I think my sister did because she did it for the music. That was where they got them. Because a lot of people go to YouTube for music. They want to click up a quick song, make playlists. They just want to be very kind of one track. YouTube Red. And I think YouTube Red also, finally, they really found some technology to keep people from downloading the videos. And then part of the premium purchase was, hey, now you can download our YouTube videos. If you're a YouTube Red subscriber, you can finally download those YouTube videos.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. But
you're like, okay, interesting. You've been telling us some very interesting things up there, Bob. I mean, Bud. Whatever. I should put like a little sticky note. My name is this today.
Yes, Bud Fizzle. But, okay, so with all that going on and piracy on the rise, I mean, by the end of it, like if you actually, and I think this is why, is because of all the stinking originals that everyone's coming out with. I mean, you got Amazon Prime with their originals. You have Netflix originals. You have YouTube Red originals, which, by the way, Cobra Kai, amazing show. Well, shout out there.
They had awesome branding, too, because they got the whole deal with QuickBooks to... Remember they had the QuickBooks ad campaign?
Yeah.
With Cobra Kai?
Yeah.
Wallachai? Oh, sorry.
But then you also have Disney Plus originals, like
which
The
is
Mandalorian,
weird.
which is super popular.
Yeah, but Disney...
I think it's the only reason people actually get Disney Plus.
Honestly, I think the research team could have done better with the actual branding and the name. Calling it Disney Plus, really, that's what you came up with? Disney Plus? I mean, Disney On Demand? Like, get over yourselves. We know you're Disney.
Then you also have Apple TV.
And that's what I'm saying. Get over your name. I mean, like, seriously, I get branding to an extent, but Jiminy Christmas, if something goes like belly up, now your whole brand is crap. Remember that one time Apple TV like was really cool and it sucked? No, like call it something else like Mystic Vision or I don't know. But the point is it's totally separate of what you got cooking because then you could always distance yourself from it. Mystic Vision, an Apple TV company. You know what I'm saying? And then like, oh, Mystic Vision was trash. Sweet. I don't really remember the Apple TV company thing. It was just Mystic Vision. That's all you see in the headline. That's. Yeah.
And then, of course, now you also have... And then there's the Hulu originals. And then...
I'm sorry, you're going down your list. I'm just like interjecting.
The list goes so long. But then you also now have all your regular cable providers like ABC, NBC, CBS. What's with all 3 letters? Anyway,
that was a thing. That was a thing. Back in the day, FCC did that, if I remember correctly. I could Google it as well, but if I remember correctly...
Wasn't like National Broadcasting Company, American Broadcasting Company?
No. The letters actually meant something because you basically had to have call signs. So when you were transmitting back in the FM, UHF, VHF, when you had to transmit over the waves, you had to send a carrier signal. A carrier signal would always have your call sign. Your call sign had to start with a W or an H or some BS like that. And so you're like, WGBH Boston, or like WNBC, WABC. All of those 4 call letters were what went out to identify the station carrier. And so because it was easier to remember, NBC, ABC, those are the major 4. Those stations could carry their national signal. Oops, I hit my mic. They could carry their national signal without really they dropped the W or the H. Okay. That's all.
Well then, I don't know if you knew this.
You learn something every day.
I do, especially while doing this. Also, ESPN got on this bandwagon, so now you have ESPN Plus.
Ugh.
Because they're affiliated with Disney Plus.
Oh, well, then that makes sense. Just
there's actually a giant package with like I think it's ABC or something, but ESPN they have all of their pay-per-view UFC fights and everything on that streaming service now. So instead of buying like a pay-per-view fight, you go to the ESPN streaming service and you can pay for the fight that way.
I didn't quite understand what you meant. So what? Let me see if I understand this.
So like back in the day, you used to buy like UFC. You know what UFC is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. That was gonna be
Universal Federation of Cars. UFC. Let me see.
The Ultimate Fighter.
Oh yeah, I knew the guys with their shirts off that almost kiss. Is that what? What? I mean, that's what you see in the news. I was like, and then like one guy like sometimes like I see it on Reddit, he'll like poke him in the nose. He's like, I poked you in the nose, and they laugh. And
yeah, one time a fighter actually did kiss the other person.
I'm sure they did. Yeah.
But anyway,
they're so doggone close.
But yeah, those championships, the fights and everything, they go on the main rounds. They all get streamed. They used to be all pay-per-view and everything. Well, now you can go through ESPN and their streaming service, and you can watch the fights through them.
Oh.
And so they found ways to doing that. But then if you start adding up all of these streaming services, and each one is like, I don't know, on average, maybe like $10 a piece.
A month, right?
Something like, yeah. By the end of it, you're basically paying for a cable package.
Well, it's added up. I mean, like, so I have Hulu. That's 11. So, I mean, I have Hulu and what else do I got? I got Amazon. Well, Amazon Prime comes in my package. I don't necessarily pay for that. I pay a yearly for Hallmark because the wife.
I hate Hallmark.
Well, and Hallmark. Well, let's say Hallmark would be $5.99. And then what else?
Amazon Prime's like $10 a month though.
Okay, cool. So let's just let's throw that in
and
there.
Then so because 10. This is the thing though. Because each one has their own originals, if you wanted to watch those originals, you can't watch YouTube Red originals on Netflix.
Yeah.
You have to get YouTube Red.
Sure.
And so by the end of it, you're going to be over maybe $200 if you actually want to watch every single thing possible.
Well, yeah, YouTube. Let's throw in Netflix. Probably what's the Netflix average? $14, something like that.
14 now, yeah.
And then if you need to get some air channels, let's say you do, Oh,
Sling. And you also have the HBO, Cinemax, Sling. Max, all of that fun stuff.
Showtime. Showtime. Okay. So, oops. Well, I hit a wrong button. So son of a gun. Are you kidding me? I'm at $73 so far.
And we still haven't included everything. There's still more that we could probably find without a doubt.
Yeah. So you're saying that, okay, so now I'm paying monthly $73 a month for streaming services.
And most people still also have.
Oh, hold on. Oh, no. We forgot the big elephant in the room, too. I actually have to pay for my ISP. So on my monthly to internet would be anywhere between, well, for me, I have multiple carriers, so we'd end up paying, if it was me, $50 for the satellite, and then $60 for the cell, and then but that's fair. Let's just leave it at that. So now you're at basically $367,
and that's still not all of it, because you also have people who, on top of all that stuff, will still also pay the $200-something for basic cable, like DirecTV, Dish Network.
Is that how much that costs? Are you kidding me?
It's not $200 a month. I think it's like $200 a year or something. But it gets expensive.
Really? Well, okay, it's $25 a month.
$25 a month?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's 12 months in a year, so...
Did I kind of poke a hole in your argument?
That's $300 a year.
Sure. Yeah. It's pushing the consumer. I get it. It is extremely expensive. It's pushing consumers back towards piracy.
Where you can find everything for free, because people have set up all of these fun little piracy websites where you can literally find whatever you want to watch for free online. So then what is it? We're almost like $700 at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're just paying for your internet, which is what, $60, $50?
Yeah, and so you're basically saying that, well, the ISP could also be complicit in this piracy.
It would be, because they're providing.
Yeah, they're providing a way to do this.
Exactly.
I don't know, man. So, but what's the solution? Are we talking about solutions, or what are we? Because I'm now intrigued about the problem, because I found a report here, Netflix, and this was last year, Dateline, February 27th, 2019. Netflix may be losing $192 million per month from piracy. Cord-cutting study claims. So essentially, it says as many as 1 in 5 people today are mooching off of someone else's account. This is another thing. Apparently, account hopping or account cloning.
Yeah, you just share your account information. You share your password.
And streaming from Netflix, Hulu, Amazon. That's awesome. So of these, Netflix tends to be pirated for the longest period. Oh, well, that's dope. I mean, you could instead of like pirating a video and like risking downloading some random malware to your computer, you could just go and hack someone's account and just watch those.
That actually happened to me.
Oh, did it?
Someone hacked into my Netflix account, totally changed my username, password, everything.
No.
Locked me out.
Oh.
And I wasn't able to, because and it was funny. It actually happened like in a solid like 30 minutes. I was watching something on Netflix and it kicked me off. And I was like, what's going on? Tried to log back in. Everything was different. Sent in the correction, like, I need to change my password, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, yeah, we don't have any information with this email. Had to call the company and everything. And it turned out that we were part of like a 2 million people hack.
Wow.
And and this is the interesting part that they told us, and again, this is what Netflix told us, so take it with what it is.
Grain of salt.
Apparently, people are hacking into Netflix accounts and selling those accounts to other people. So you're hacking into the account because even though the account was hacked in your name, you're still paying that monthly bill if you don't catch it.
Sure.
Because that doesn't involve your email. That just involves your credit card, whatever you have going on.
Someone who's a casual Netflix viewer might not catch it for a couple months.
Exactly. If you're only watching a few things every now and then, you're not going to catch on to that.
Dude, that's awesome.
And then when you try to log back in, you can't get access. And after a certain amount of time, it like doesn't. You can't really do a whole lot. Or you're able to change everything, get back in. And this was the sucky part. And it's just a minor convenience issue. But everything that I had watched up to that point got deleted off my account.
Yeah, they wiped.
Had to start basically all over with everything.
Yeah.
Which, I mean...
But that's perfect. So they basically, so the tech side of things are they basically will find the password. I'm still curious how they hacked it, but whatever. If anyone wants to hack it, they'll get it. They hacked the account. They probably did it from the server side, not from the consumer side. So they were able to, breach a server. And then that server, had your username information on it. They ran a bot. The bot logged into your account, ran a script, wiped the account clean, changed the credentials, and still kept the credit card information now, which is another thing for me. Did they keep the financials and user credentials on the same server? Or what was the disposition on your card? Have you ever noticed any other charges?
Well, no, because it happened, like I watched it happen in real time.
Okay.
So I was like watching a show, and then it kicked me off of my account, and then like 30 minutes later,
you called Netflix pretty much right away?
Oh yeah.
So
I wasn't going to risk that because this is the thing. If they could get, and this is also true, if you can get into one form, typically a lot of people, and I kind of figured out this, people will use the same password for almost everything.
Sure.
And so what happens is when like people hack into emails, they'll start with that password and see if they can get into any bank accounts with with that information given.
Right.
Luckily, I didn't do that. So my bank account was fine. I have 2 separate passwords.
I was talking more about the actual card number on file.
Yeah, I don't know.
So you haven't seen anything?
I haven't seen any purchases on my account.
That was what I was saying. Like, it doesn't matter about your online banking information. I don't necessarily. I mean, that's smart to do, like the 2-step or different passwords, mix and match. But I was saying more about the card number, because if they have your card number, basically all you really need are 4 things. You need name, the 16, the expiration of the month, the year, and then your CID on the back. That's all it is now. I mean, you could just generate random. Some websites like just to generate random card numbers for that. But actually, let's do that right now. Random credit card.
But see, here's the thing. Also, while he's doing all of that, by the way, it's the top of the hour. Should we announce the sponsor and all that stuff?
Is it the top of the hour? Holy smokes, we've been talking. Well, our lucky sponsor today We didn't discuss who our sponsor is, huh? Well, it's definitely not going to be who you think it is. Our sponsor is Crystal Light Lemonade. Because...
No, it's not.
It's not?
No.
Who is it? I don't know.
We didn't get any talks with Crystal Light.
We didn't?
No.
Well, our sponsor is me because I bought some cool mics. Look at these mics. Look at these really cool mics I bought. These are Countryman ISO Max something fun because we're the sound guys. They're the Countryman ISO Max attached to a Shure bass. So how about that? So you think it's a Shure, but it's not. It's Countryman. I did that last time. Remember the whole. You think it's better? It's not. No one gets that. Whatever. All right. So
we'll work on getting some proper sponsors. And
you may think it's Shure, but it's not. It's Countryman.
Not sure.
I think that's great. We
should call them and give them that.
That's catchy. But no, Shure makes a really great little tabletop desk mount. So that's what you use. Honestly, I do like the MX418. That's a great mic for everyone looking for an actual gooseneck package. Dude, you can't go wrong. $300, you get the bass and you also get the microphone. The Shure MX418, best gooseneck out there. The only reason why I like these Countrymans is because we sometimes pull them off and people on a rider specifically request the Countryman for either overheads or choral stuff, whatever. We're the sound guys. But they really work well in these little Shure desktop mounts. Yeah. So that's our sponsor. So with that being said,
back to the show?
Yeah, man. I think
All
so. I'm finding this fascinating about the fact that we're in this new revelation of piracy. But I don't necessarily see what the solution is because they've made their grave. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately.
And that's what I was going to say is that when you asked, well, what's a solution?
Yeah.
How can you really come up with a solution? Because the solution to piracy was Netflix, essentially, the streaming service, to kind of gather everything all together in one spot. So you only pay, like, at that time, it was like, what, $10, $9 even?
Yeah.
To get everything. But now it's $14, and then you got all these other little things. And I think, honestly, and then here's the deal. The streaming services now are acting like they're big movie studios. So now they're making all their own crap. It could be good. It could be bad. I typically don't like a lot of the original stuff.
Yeah, it's dicey. It's really dicey.
It's hit or miss. It really is hit or miss.
And there was a company that I worked with a long time ago. I really did like the originals. They had that guy with the flat face. He's a B-list. He was actually got a few good ones. Who was in the World Day After Tomorrow? Cast of Day After Tomorrow. He was in a couple B movies from this production house. Dennis Quaid, yeah. I think it was Treehouse Pictures. They made some originals. But see that. But the thing is, I see what you're saying. Originals can be dicey. You can go see an original film. It's like, no, I don't want to see this. But there are some golden gems out there, little hidden gems in the originals category. But I don't necessarily think that it's worth seeing. That's kind of the beauty of seeing it in a major city where they have film festivals or they have, local theaters playing original work. That's worth it because then you're paying a ticket price to go see a film and there's an experience, et cetera, et cetera. But these guys, Treehouse Pictures, I think, they did some original films, and I think they had Dennis Quaid in one of them. I was like, wow, that was a good pick. But I can't. Let's see here. Yeah, all of these, and of course now they're working for Netflix. I'm on their website. I worked with these guys. Saw these guys This was a long time ago, and they've been around. Yeah, Robert Redford, saw that one. All Is Lost. That's cool. I mean, and that's. I don't think I saw that in theaters. I don't think they got packaged. So maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. But there is something to be said for originals, especially, when they're done obviously right.
Yeah.
And sometimes they can go off the rails, but anyways.
Yeah.
But paying $12 a month to just take a gamble on a lot of things when these studios have clearly proven that a lot of these things aren't that great.
Yeah. And so I think, and this is one one thing maybe we would debate about is the real value for these streaming services is actually having that product that you will want to rewatch.
Yeah.
And, I mean, let's face it, a lot of the big hit movies, even TV shows, how often are we actually rewatching any of those?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, like, I don't have a lot of go-tos. I mean, I don't know. I'm weird. I really am weird. I like news. I like, talking things, but Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, the Ocean series, those are fun. I like those. They're fun noise.
Yeah.
But
like, take for example, like if we
Castaway.
took, what was it, James Cameron, Avatar.
Ugh. Yeah, good movie in the theaters.
Right, in theaters. But the replayability outside of a movie theater?
Unless you have 8K and full, 16-point surround sound.
And 3D and everything else.
The whole beef.
I mean, if you took, the top box office movies, you have, Avatar, I think it's Avengers, one of the Avengers movies, Star Wars, and Titanic or something like that.
Right.
And out of all of those, and when I say Star Wars, I'm talking about The Force Awakens in particular.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Last Jedi, I don't think a lot of people are rewatching that one.
I like the trilogy. I'm just saying.
The original trilogy?
Yeah, man. I mean, you got, Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back.
I believe those were the movies that originally started using blue screen.
Yeah. Oh no.
I think George Lucas, he was the first one.
That was the big gamble. That was like, oh, let's see if this works. Let's give it a shot. And really producing. And I found a fun fact too. It was actually his wife that really helped the production along.
Really?
Because his wife was the one that really oversaw post-production and the storytelling factor. Because prior to his wife, he wanted to draw out this huge backstory about Luke and Biggs and all these people, and they were going hang out with some friends, and it just the whole start of the movie. You got to start strong, you got to finish strong, and the way the beginning of the movie started was just trash. And his wife was like, "No, we need to cut this up a bit." His wife was really a team player in A New Hope, and she really set up the original screenplay for what you see when it first starts. You got the Star Destroyer chasing the rebel scum, and we're off to the races. We're boom. We don't need any of that trash. We'll meet Luke later. When he's bullseyeing swamp rats back in Beggar's Canyon.
There we go. So
1977 Chevrolet Malibu. I didn't think it was, but that's what it is. It's a 1977 Chevrolet Malibu classic two-door. I thought it was, but I was like, there's no way. Found a website called imcdb.org, and it's the cars of the movies. And apparently, the car he stood in front of was a 1977 Chevrolet.
Oh, cool.
Chevelle Malibu, it says.
So then, we're running out of time here.
There was a lot of Chevys in that movie. There was a Camaro, there was a Citation, there was a Nova, and there was a Buick Skylark as well.
Oh, nice.
So save your comments, you guys.
They should have already commented
It's
by now.
too late.
So, back anyway, because we're running out of time.
We didn't even start. Okay, fine. We didn't even start the timer, man.
I know, but I've been watching the clock.
Oh, good man.
How can anyone really solve the issue of piracy at this point without getting rid of every single streaming service or putting everything all together, which I think goes against monopoly laws at this point now?
Yeah, but tell that to Disney and Time Warner and Viacom.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I mean, come on.
I think it's like 5 main companies control everything that we listen to.
Pretty much. Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. Original content is the way to go. The downside is you have to find a way to finance it. And I think that it needs to come back down to the ticket price. My personal opinion, this just off the cuff, the monthly stuff has got to stop. It's absolutely stupid. It has gotten so out of hand that Wells Fargo and US Bank and Bank of America, they all are instituting these awesome things that allow you to stop reoccurring payments, to stop all these, because I mean, you forget, you have so many subscription services that you're just like random things pop up on your card. You're like, what was this? Well, I paid for this. Oh, it was a yearly? I didn't even remember. Oh, yeah. It's too complicated. I mean, I'm not going to say who I bank with personally. I bank with a local community bank, whatever. I think I try to get a little better service. But the point is, they're even implementing the same thing. Local banks are finally catching on as well. They're like, hey, we need to do something about this because the consumer is like, I'm paying, just rent. You never know. You just check your balance every day, and all of a sudden there's something random that pops up. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. I mean, to each his own. I'm sure not everybody lives like that, but I'm just saying it's fun to live.
I certainly hope not everyone lives like that.
It's fun to live fast and free.
With your vanilla shakes. Anyway.
You shut up. But it needs to go back to the ticket price. I really think that it could really fix quickly if there was a way to do it old school. Don't have your funding in place and all these things and really stress out about making these $40 million, $50 million productions. You go ahead and build a budget, build a story, run it with the people, see what the people think, get a ticket price. Yeah. And find a theater to throw it in. Yeah. And then make it available. But
then if we go back to why people pirate things, I mean, when you have one really good show, like one series, like let's just take the most recent example, The Mandalorian. Amazing show, huge #1 TV show in America for a while on Disney Plus. Mm-hmm. Disney can make the argument that, hey, if you want to watch this, you should pay us.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think a lot of people don't want to pay a monthly subscription to watch one show. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, does piracy end with streaming? Or, like you said, the ticket price? I think that works for like movies. But how do you... I guess this is really kind of is an unanswerable question.
Well, not at all. You can actually start the discussion with our folks, with our peeps, with all of our followers. Those guys need to get on the interwebs and start using their little fingers and their voice to chat things and telling us all about it. Start a discussion. I don't know. I mean, well, maybe we're just two dudes. But seriously, I mean, if anyone has a better idea about it, or should we just go completely socialist and be like, make it all free? Find another way to finance the arts.
Oh, please don't. Let's not go that.
Because here's the deal. Also, I mean, when it comes down to let's talk about the caliber of that aspect. It should be set up in grades. Like, if someone says, I'm a photographer, oh, look at me, I take pictures. And, dad's buying the $5,000 5D Mark IV kit with all the prime lenses that are super fast, the 1.2s and all those. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's a premium stuff. Going out there getting lucky with a spray and pray approach, but have no idea how to compose a shot, no idea about the rule of thirds, no idea about any of those other aspects. No, they're just going to go ahead and just, but I'm taking some good photos because I have great equipment. Versus someone who's like using this old school antiquated 50D or even like one of the old 1D Mark IIs, like the first digital cameras that Canon even came out with, like the Digix 2 processor. And they're actually understanding lighting and composure and a whole 9 yards, and they rock it. The point of this is, like, you could say, okay, in a free society, everybody gets the same 5D camera, okay? Go out and use it. And what do you produce with it? And then the community judges. The community's like, hey, man, you did really good work with that camera. We're going to elevate you. You're now going to get the Mark IV. Let's see what you can do with it. It's still competitive, but everybody gets the same tools. So then you don't need money. So then, yeah, everybody can be a filmmaker if they want to be. I don't know how that would really work in the grand scheme of things from a society standpoint, because everybody would have to be on board. Canon, you'd have to find people that are really awesome to make cameras. They really just love making cameras. You have to find a bread maker that's like, I really like making bread and I want to feed people. It's difficult. I get it. But just the overall utopia thought of it. Yeah.
So yeah, that's not going to happen.
Neighborhood Nick doesn't really like those ideas. I'm not necessarily socialist, but for the point of argument today, I will be.
Yes, socialism, evil. Anyway, but yeah, that's our discussion on piracy, I guess, right there.
Subs and dubs, bros.
Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, hit that little notification bell because YouTube won't do it for you.
Ding.
And subscribe. Leave us a review, comment on whichever place you're listening to these podcasts.
Sound it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to the Sound Guys.
I almost fell over.
Oh boy. Don't eat the mic. After that.
I pooped in my pants.